What's the most embarrassing cringy thing you've accidentally shown someone, or something they accidentally saw, while using your phone or computer? Oh god. My internet was down. Had to have the Bell alien guy come to fix it. When it was fixed he asked me to just check it was working properly, so I refreshed a tab and it instantly opened the PRN I was watching before the internet died. As a 21-year-old woman, that was the most horrifically embarrassing moment of my life. He then said, "Is there anything else you need?" And I became worried I was living in the plot to the world's most cliché PRN. In college I had a crush on a guy, whose name was 4 letters. I set it as my phone passcode. When I was home for break, my brother took my phone and started teasing me about liking this guy. Then he tried to unlock my phone using his name as the passcode. It worked. My fiancée was sending me some sexy nudes on Snapchat one day. She had a bit too much to drink by this time. I got all of them, but so did one of her sisters and a few she accidentally posted to her story. Luckily one of her female friends saw it and told her, so she could delete them before anyone else saw them. Her sister snapped her back a thumbs up that said didn't want to see that, but hey nice vag. Lol. She was incredibly embarrassed naturally, and it took a while before I got saucy pics again. My mother was once trying to show my friend a picture of John Head and Napoleon Dynamite she got while at a panel of his. There were my dad's DCK pics instead. During college my girlfriend worked night shifts, so I would sometimes crash at her place. That way I'd be there when she got off in the mornings. One night her roommates had a few people over to drink and I, being alone, decided to crank one out. Spent about 3-5 minutes watching some material wondering why the audio wouldn't work on my phone. Then I hear an eruption of laughter from the kitchen. It was a small apartment. Turns out I was the last one that connected to the Bluetooth speaker they were using and was blasting my PRN audio to an apartment full of people. I have never been so embarrassed in my life, and I laid there for what felt like an eternity afterwards listening to them all die laughing. I was kind of on the flip side of this when my uncle was going through pictures of my baby cousin on his phone and swiped too far to show me a picture of my auntie standing completely naked in a doorway. The image is still burned into my mind. A friend was showing us his holiday pictures and accidentally swiped too far and showed us all a selfie of his shoulder, then one of his balls, when he tried to fix it. Not me, but a friend of mine was living with his dad, and they only had one computer in the house. This was 15+ years ago. My friend was showing his dad how to do something on the computer and they opened up Windows Media Player. Somehow it started playing the last video watched, which was a lesbian PRN video that my friend had been watching. It guy here. Way back in the day I was using Netscape, which had this feature of popping up the last site you were on. I believe this was default. Anyways, I had legitimately been doing some research on hacking since I was the administrator for a small web hosting company, so of course the sites I hit were chock full of pop-up ads with PRN. So some Monday my boss and another woman, I think she was basically the EA, wanted to look at something on my computer, so I go sure, NP, fire up Netscape and bam, up pops like 8 chicks in a line all giving BR jobs. I was pissed. Luckily they believed my story I think, but still, embarrassing. Other than that nothing. I'm not stupid enough to use a work phone or computer to look at art. Also LPT, if you're attached to your work VPN, don't be browsing the naughty bits. I was helping a man with some kind of intellectual impairment D1 load a Bible app onto his phone. I had to go into his browser to search something for him, and it was all PRN. About 50 tabs open, each showing what term he'd put into Google, and the search terms were the kind that a 10-year-old would use. I finished getting him the app and attempted to peace out, although not before having to tactfully decline giving him my phone number. Had the minister of my church at my house. He wanted to upload music from his laptop onto my Zune. Tells you when this was. He turns it on and the Zune immediately displays a T+ picture of my fiancée, a girl he's known since birth, having been best friends with her parents. He just clears his throat and says, "I didn't see that." The rest of my time with him that day was incredibly awkward, but he never brought it back up again. Edit. To clear up any confusion, the picture was on my Zune that I had taken. The pastor knew nothing about it prior to seeing it. My partner showed his friend some pictures from a vacation years ago, and he scrolled too far back, and he accidentally showed them my nudes. I was 5 feet away and died. Old man caught me looking at Beobs on my phone during a bus ride home. I quickly scrolled up, realizing that I was in public. He leaned over and said, "Hey, we can share." Got off 3 stops before my own. Not exactly accidental, but when I was 15 my mom was snooping through my phone and found a text that said, "I wish I could have a girl with Beobs so big I could suffocate in them." That was a cool fun time for me. That would be when my sister saw my vag. We recently reconnected. We had been estranged because of my absolutely insane mother. We were laughing, talking, just generally catching up on 20 years of life, and of course we were showing one another pictures of our family's houses friends. I thought, oh, I'll pull up Google Photos, because then she can just open albums and see each person, or whatever all at a time, and I forgot that one of the albums is called Naughty and Google Photos chose a very naughty pic for the album cover despite my begging it to choose another. I had the app open to an album of kid pics. When I handed it over, she closed the album, swiped to see what other albums she wanted to look at, and I heard, "Oh." She told her fiancé we got to know one another really well in that first meeting. Way back when, I was playing a bunch of World of Warcraft. This was back when people were making funny machinima YouTube videos constantly, and I had them downloaded to my computer so I could show my friends. Then one day, I set up a very early version of Plex video streaming software on my computer, and I hook up my TV for a small party. Little did I know, Plex scans your media library and then runs out to the internet to find a cover image that Plex thinks matches your movies, so that you have a thumbnail to click when you want to watch that video. For some of my WoW YouTube videos, it found pictures of orcs and elves f-king and threw that up on the screen. The girl I liked at the party. What the FCK is that? Me, borderline speechless. I have no f-king idea.